Namaste friends, welcome back to the YogaCandi YouTube channel. My name's Candace and welcome back to our 14-day yoga flexibility challenge. Today's day 13, so we have one more day to go, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for sticking with me. Today is lower body yoga stretches, so we're going to be going over some of the stuff we've already learned together, but adding a little bit more dynamic movement and turning it more into a bit of a Vinyasa flow. So all you're going to need today is a couple of yoga blocks. If you don't have them, just improvise with a couple of thick books. That'll do the same thing. So we're going to start off in downward facing dog today. Hands underneath shoulders. Let's send the tailbone up towards the sky. In your down dog, don't worry if your if your heels are not touching the ground just yet. They may do with time, maybe they never will. Let's walk our dog, suck in our belly, pulling those shoulder blades apart, so you're imagining you're trying to get the armpits to look at each other. Just keep walking your dog, just warming up through the hamstrings. Take any movement that feels natural and good to your body today. We're going to start off with one little Vinyasa flow. So let's slowly walk to the top of the mat. And once you're there, exhale into your fold, bending the knees as much as needed. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale, fold once again. Inhale, the hands all the way to the sky, palms touch above the head, look up. Exhale, fold forward from the hips, all the way down into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Plant the hands, we're going to step back into plank, just creating a little bit of heat. Suck in the belly, lift up through the shoulder blades. Let's exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhaling for a baby cobra or a full cobra. And then send it back and up to your downward facing dog. Take your time getting there and just meet me when you're ready. Take your dog for a walk once you get there. And then become still. I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths in our downward facing dog. Now inhale the right leg as high as you can, only as high as you can get it. And exhale, draw that knee up into your chest and step forward. So now we're in a bit of a high lunge, sorry, not a high lunge, just in a lunge. And we're going to bounce up and down just for a moment. Now grab your props, place them either side of that leg. Even if you have the flexibility, just do this to make it a little easier to transition and do a bit of dynamic movement. So on an exhale, we straighten the knee and bend forward. Inhale, bend back to your lunge and look up. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend and look up, lifting that back heel off the ground. The whole time you're keeping your hips squared with the front of the mat. Exhale, straighten. Lower down if you want to. Inhale, bend, look up. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, look up. And take a couple more in your own time. And take one more little straight leg, then give it another bend. And we're going to remove our props just for a moment. Hold that for a moment and very slowly we're going to take the back knee all the way down to the mat for a low lunge. Untuck the toes if it feels right. If this is too intense, stay with your hands placed on your blocks. Just take a breather. And we're going to exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend. Take 3 in your own time. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Take 1 more. Now tuck the toes of the back foot, come up to your pyramid pose. We're going to walk our hands to the center of the mat. Turn your toes inwards to face each other and the heels slightly outwards. If your hands can touch the ground, then great. Just stay here with a nice flat back, opening up the hamstrings in a nice forward fold. If your hands can't touch the mat, come up onto your props and take an easier variation. You can always bend the knees ever so slightly. Wherever you are, take a couple of deep breaths. If you want to, you can just start to wave down towards the ground a little bit and wave back up, just for a couple more breaths. And then walk your hands back towards the right foot. Have the right foot face the front again, coming in for your lunge. Plant the hands firmly onto the ground. Step back into a plank. Hold a nice strong plank just for a moment. And then exhale down, taking the back bend of your choice. Inhale for baby cobra, full cobra or upward facing dog with the thighs off of the ground. And meet me in downward facing dog when you're ready. Give your dog a little walk. We're going to repeat that sequence on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky as high as you can get it. And exhale it to the chest, stepping it between the palms. Coming back in for our high lunge. Now take your props, place them either side of that front foot and start to bounce through the lunge. Now take your time, exhaling as you straighten the front leg, maybe you bend forward, and inhaling, bending the leg, looking up. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, keeping the hips squared with the front of the mat. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Take 3 more in your own time. Take 1 more. And remove your props, put them aside. Coming back into our lunge, placing the hands on the ground. Now very slowly take the back knee down to the ground. Remember, you can always come up on your props if you can't bring your fingertips to the ground at this point. Or perhaps bring the back knee closer towards the front heel. We're going to exhale to our half split pose, straightening the leg. And then inhaling, bending forward. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Take 2 more in your own time. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. And take 1 more for good measure. Inhaling. And then tuck the toes of the back leg, lift up off the knee, walk your hands back to the center of the mat. You can just stay like this with the hands placed on the ground. You can always have your arms on a block, and you can bend your knees as much as needed. Heels are turning outwards, toes are turning in. Just be where you are. You can always hang heavy with the body. Maybe create a little bit of movement, swaying from side to side. Let's hold it just for 2 breaths. Inhale, come on up if your head was all the way down. And let's start to bend through the front knee once again, framing this left foot, toes facing the front, and your back off of the back heel, back into our lunge. Let's step back into plank, hold a nice firm plank, take a deep inhale, exhale down. Inhale for the back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Give your dog another little walk. And then very slowly start to lower your knees down towards the ground. Open up through the heels, keep your knees together. We're coming in for reclined hero pose. You can always sit back onto your prop. If you cannot bring your bum between the heels, that's no problem. If you can come all the way down to the ground. Maybe you can come down to your forearms. And just maybe you can come all the way down onto your spine. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. If you're all the way down on your spine, inhale yourself back up. Make your way up slowly. Swing your legs out in front of you. Extend through the legs. You can always just stay here with the legs extended, lifting the knees up towards the body. You can take your hands behind you and push yourself forward a little bit. Or perhaps you can start to reach your shins, maybe even the feet, and just start to fold over the legs. Just try to keep your spine straight. Take a couple of breaths here. And release. Send your bum to the center of the mat. Bring your heels towards your bum. Make sure you can touch the heels with your fingertips. And we're going to come in for our bridge pose. Keep the knees in line with the hips at all times. Inhaling, lifting the hips up to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, very, very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, come all the way back down towards your spine. Hug your knees in towards your armpits. And extend your left leg out long. And then your right leg. Coming in for our final resting pose, Shavasana. Allow everything to hang heavy, hands a few inches away from the body. I'm going to be here with you for only 30 seconds, but you're more than welcome to stay as long as you like and maybe even click through to a full Shavasana at the end of the class. But give yourself these 30 seconds to totally tune into the body, to completely relax, and to allow all thoughts to pass. Relax the space between your eyebrows and just breathe naturally. want to continue your relaxation, then just enjoy. If you're ready to finish your practice, then have a wonderful day or evening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the last day of our challenge. Namaste.